Who wants free money? I know I could use some free money because it's free. Here's how you can do it. Predict the score right now in the comment section. I'm going to make it the pinned comment. You can reply right there. Bears, Lions, Week 1. Football is back. If you are the first person to predict the correct score and have the correct team winning, so you need to let me know for each team what the score is, I'm going to send you $25 via Venmo. So get your scores in right now. Type your answers, because we're about to get going on today's show. Predict it. Bears at Lions. I got the Bears winning this one. I got my preview later on in the show. But first, we've got some injury news to address right now. Let's talk about three notable players that are on the injury report, starting with David Montgomery, the running back that we all want to know, is he going to play in Week 1? Well, that's still to be decided. He was limited on Wednesday, said he didn't do that much. He did talk to the media today before today's practice, strained his groin about 2 weeks ago. They said it would be a 2 to 4 week injury. He actually admitted today that when the injury initially happened, he thought he tore something. And let's be honest, when the injury first happened and we saw the video, didn't we all think it was something serious? Now, it's certainly a serious enough injury. You don't want to mess with groins. I would put his Week 1 status at 50-50, very much in that questionable range. Could be a game-time decision. He did say this during his media session today, saying, look, your best ability is availability. I would be hurting the team more if I came back too early. He went on to say it's just day by day right now, and we will see. So if I had to pick, I would guess he will not play in Week 1 based on what we know as I'm filming this, but that can certainly change. We got 72 hours or so before kickoff on Sunday. David Montgomery is going to be a key part of this offense, and that's why I agree with what he said is availability is important. What you don't want to do is put him out there if he's 75, 80%, he's not really ready to go, and then he re-injures the groin even worse, and he's out another 2 to 4 weeks. Or, God forbid, he tears the groin as well. You don't want that. You want to prevent further injury. If you're really confident he'll be ready for Week 2 no matter what, I think sitting him is the smart move. I don't know if David Montgomery is the difference in a Week 1 game against Detroit. Maybe he is, but it's Week 1. It's a long season. I would lean on the side of caution here with a player you think is going to be a key part of your offense, but I'll leave it to you guys. Predict, will David Montgomery play in Week 1? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Go ahead and cast your votes in the comments. Will he play in Week 1? Next up is Robert Quinn, and really this is just a mystery at this point, right? Like the whole training camp is, he's not really doing much. We're ramping him up. He's got some stuff going on in his life, and we were like, it's training camp. It's fine. Well, he didn't practice on Wednesday, and now they're listing an ankle injury. Matt Nagy did say that the ankle injury isn't connected to his ramp-up time during camp, but you got to be honest at this point, right? Like, this is getting mysterious. What is going on with Robert Quinn, a player that the Bears paid $70 million for this offseason, primarily due to what he did with the Dallas Cowboys last year? Like, this is a player that you have invested heavily in. Sure, after 2 years, you can basically cut him for zero dead money, but this is a guy you brought in to be a dynamic pass rusher opposite of Khalil Mack. I don't expect him to play in Week 1. I'm concerned about Robert Quinn at this point. How concerned are you guys? Be honest with me. 1 being, this is fake news. He's going to play and he's going to have 3 sacks in Week 1. 10 being, oh my God, disastrous. He's not going to play this year. I'm at like a 7. I'm pretty concerned. Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he has personal stuff happening. And if that's the case, look, handle your business first off the field. If you got stuff going on the side, got to take care of that stuff first. But I'm concerned because they invested heavily in Robert Quinn, and we really haven't seen much of him. So scale it 1 to 10. Go ahead and let me know. Before we get to the latest on Khalil Mack, we got face coverings available at chatsports.com/Bears masks. Some of these are on sale now for up to 30% off. These solo ones are not on sale, but they are high quality and they're only $15. But some of the 2-packs are on sale. Some of the 3-packs are on sale. If you want to rep Khalil Mack, we'll talk about him in just a second. Go ahead and get that one. I know this Bears 3-pack USA one is on sale for $19.99. Go to chatsports.com/Bears masks. tons of different variety. A lot of these are on sale. Stay safe. By the way, the Bears announced that they have submitted a plan to the city to that they think could get approved to get fans in the stadium at some point this season. If that happens, you're going to have to get a mask. Chatsports.com/BearsMasks. I'll put that link in the comments and in the description. Is Khalil Mack good to go? I think so. He surprisingly popped up on the injury report yesterday. He was limited with, they labeled it a knee injury. Obviously, that gives you some pause and some cause for concern. But Matt Nagy did expand a little bit more on him today. He didn't offer much when it came to injuries, but he did say he thinks he's going to be okay. Chuck Pagano offered more. He said, look, he's healthy. He feels great. We think he's good to go. So I would fully expect him to play in week 1, but that was a bit of a surprise when he did pop up on the injury report on Wednesday. I would expect him to be a full participant at practice this afternoon, and he needs to bounce back, right? Not that he had a bad year in 2019, but 8.5 sacks is not Khalil Mack's standard. You're looking for 10 to 14 sacks from this guy, 10 being the floor, 14 or 15 being the ceiling probably, and ideally, again, Robert Quinn being that secondary pass rusher to help Khalil Mack get some more opportunities and apply pressure on opposing quarterbacks. So how many sacks will Khalil Mack have this year? I think it'll be a big year. I think I set the over-under at like 11.5. I'll say 12.5 sacks for Khalil Mack. Let me know what you guys think. Predict how many sacks he will have in 2020. All right, let's preview the game this weekend. Just a quick little, 3-4 minute preview here. 3 keys to victory for the Bears over the Lions. That game is on the road. Number 1, stuff the run. Detroit has been historically one of the worst rushing attacks in Matt Stafford's entire tenure, really since Barry Sanders was running up there. They have not had good running back play. Kerryon Johnson's probably your starter, at least at first. They drafted DeAndre Swift, but he's been banged up. They picked up Adrian Peterson, unclear if he's going to be ready to play for this weekend. So if it's Kerryon Johnson and a combination of Ty Johnson and Jamal Agnew, you cannot let one of these guys get loose. This defensive line needs to set the tone. Bilal Nichols, whoever's playing in the middle there, I think he'll get the majority of reps at nose tackle. Make sure you're plugging those gaps, and guys like Roquan Smith and Danny Trevathan can clean things up. Matt Stafford, they're going to throw for some yards, but you can't let them be two-dimensional. Force them into being one-dimensional and throwing on most downs. Number 2, get Graham going. Great last name. Love it. Jimmy Graham needs to be an impact player on this offense. He doesn't have to be New Orleans Saints Jimmy Graham. He doesn't even have to be Seattle Seahawks Jimmy Graham, but he needs to be impactful because the tight end position was brutal last year. Even Mitchell Trubisky said, look, we are so much better at tight end than we were a year ago. No offense, Trey Burton and the boys who couldn't stay healthy. Jimmy Graham, Cole Kmet in this group should be an upgrade, and Graham at least needs to be a legitimate red zone target, a safety valve for Mitchell Trubisky as he tries to get his career back on track for the Bears. I'll get to Trubisky in a second as part of my 3rd key, but how many touchdowns for Jimmy Graham in 2020? Predict it for me. I asked you to predict Khalil Mack's sack total. Now I want you to predict the number of touchdowns for Jimmy Graham. How about 6? Can we get 6? We get 6 from Jimmy Graham. I think that would be a great number for this Bears offense. And then I'm calling up MITCHY Mobile. Sprint Mobile, Verizon, all that crap. No, MITCHY Mobile on Sunday. Utilize his legs, please, Matt Nagy. You didn't do it nearly enough last year. Got to do it this year. Look, Trubisky is erratic at times in the pocket, but we saw in 2018 when you let him run some, when you let him get on the edge, he is a more efficient quarterback. He's a willing runner, and they went away from that last year. Maybe the shoulder injury had a decent amount to do with that. I'm not downplaying that, but Mitchell Trubisky's biggest strength is his athleticism and his mobility, and I think if you're going to maximize his abilities, you got to let him use his legs. So I'm calling MITCHY Mobile. I'm hoping they do some RPOs, some play action boot stuff, get him on the edge where it's a run pass option and he can go if he sees a lane. I'm hoping to see that on Sunday. And if we do, let's say he runs for 30, 40, 50 yards, I think that's going to give the Bears a big lift, especially if a guy like David Montgomery is out this Sunday. So I want to remind you, Bears, Lions, if you want $25, got to be the first one in there to predict the correct score and clarify which team has each score. Because sometimes when we did this we do this on our other shows at Chat Sports, guys just come out, 20-17. Well, which team's winning? I assume you're going to have the Bears winning, but don't make me assume. Assuming gets you nowhere. So predict the score. Let me know who you have winning. If you're the first one that gets the right score, I'm going to send you $25 via Venmo. So go ahead, comment right now. And just to recap, my keys to victory for week 1. Number 1 for the Bears, stuff the run. Don't let Kerryon Johnson, DeAndre Swift, whoever it is, get loose. Number 2, Jimmy Graham, get him involved, get him going, target him, especially in the red zone. And then I'm calling MITCHY Mobile, baby. Can we see it, Trubisky? Get on the edge, run the football with him. Let's get it going. Bears 1-0. They're going to win this week 24-17. Let me know what you guys think. Predict the score right now.